Good afternoon, everyone. We're back in Georgia, and today's been a little bit drizzly. It hasn't been like rainy enough to facilitate a salamander outing this afternoon, so I think I'm just gonna flip around the house today. We've got like 5 or 6 more days of 70-something degree weather coming, so I'm gonna kind of take it easy today after getting back from Florida, but I am gonna flip this stuff here at the house and see if we can turn up any North Georgia snakes to wrap up the year. All right, guys, there's our first herp of the day. Come here, buddy. No going down that hole. Nice spotted salamander under this one of these pieces of white stuff I put out. That is awesome. I think it was just last episode we talked about this white stuff, or I guess the last episode filmed in Georgia, and how it isn't super good for snakes because it holds too much moisture. But that does mean that it's better for these guys. And this is the first one I've actually found under it, so really cool. It's very cool to see that these guys are already up and stirring. I think the next good rain we get in the next couple weeks that's after dark will definitely start the breeding migration for this species. And this guy's gonna have places to be, so you can't get traction on there. So we're just gonna let him go back under this thing, and we'll probably see. I don't know why he can't get traction on that. That's funny. All right, come here, bud. We'll put you back. But yeah, this is a male, and you can tell because his back end there is swollen. And that means that he is getting ready to breed. Hopefully we'll be seeing these guys in the pools here shortly, and you'll get to see some of that action. So I'm gonna put him back under his piece of siding, and we're gonna flip the rest of the stuff. There you go. That's so cool. All right, next piece. Fire ants are looking active. Not seeing any snakes, unfortunately. Here's our big snaky piece. Never see anything under there in the winter for whatever reason. Just the late fall. It seems to do really well in the late fall. Then when winter hits, never really produces much. All right. Green anole. Not looking very green. I can't believe there's not a ringneck or something in between these layers. Nobody at the bottom either. What on earth? Hear all the peepers going off. A marbled. There's been a marbled under this piece a couple of times. I wonder if this is that same one. He's been here a long time if so, but it's a good looking little salamander. Really clean little juvenile. Let's see if we can flip this next piece without disturbing him. Yeah, nobody under there. All right, bud, we'll leave you to it. That's always nice to see. There's a nice green anole out and about, running up and down this tree. I was hoping I'd see a Nerodia down here by the creek, but I'm not seeing anybody. They're not terribly common in this creek, but they definitely turn up, especially early in the year like this. You can usually see one hanging out around these fallen trees. Not today, I guess. All right, guys, I'm checking some rocks, and I just flipped a big, beautiful marbled salamander. Check this guy out. I'm gonna have to move him to put his rock back either way. Look at that. I think it's super clean. And big too. It's a big one. These guys are probably making their ways back up into the uplands now as their breeding season comes to an end. So not too surprising we're seeing a bunch of them here at the house. All right, here's yet another marbled salamander under a rock. So I think it's safe to say these guys have finished up their breeding and are moving back up into the uplands. That's the third one we've seen in this little area. So really cool. I'm gonna move him and put his rock back though. And literally, that rock was where that last one was. Next rock over, here's another one. That one's got some really cool pattern on his head. Look at that. It's a unique one for sure. Very cool. I'll move him and put his rock back as well. Well, that was about the last thing I was expecting to see today. That is in situ, a rough green snake, just coiled on the ground right there. In December, why not? Might as well. That is actually super cool. I have never hiked the rough green snake during the day here at home. I've seen a couple in the bushes down by the road, which is where I'm at now, just right here on the side of the road. And the road's right there, and he's right there, just chilling. That is so cool. He's not super healthy, but he doesn't look super unhealthy either. He's got a little blister right there in his midsection, and he might be a little bit on the thin side, but doesn't appear to have anything terribly wrong with him. Just enjoying this winter day, I suppose. That is so cool. I honestly, that among the last things I would ever expect to see on a day like today here at the house. That's just crazy. I'm not sure what possessed him to come all the way over here rather than sitting over there where there's plenty of bushes he could be sitting in, but either way, that's really cool. That is so cool. I love rough green snakes any day of the year. I think I'm just gonna leave him right there. I don't really see any reason to move him. He is kind of sitting out in the open, but he's also camouflaged with this grass, so he should be all right. That is such a good looking little snake though. If we don't see anything else today, that definitely makes it worth getting out. Beautiful little rough green snake. Species that's pretty common overall, but not something I see here at the house very often at all. I think we've seen one other one this year. That's been it, other than this guy. Well, I got up from taking photos and he started to move, so I'm gonna make sure he gets off this trail and over there into the bushes. There he goes. That's a much better spot for you to sit, don't you think? A little better camouflaged. I think he was actually sleeping when I first walked up on him, and that's why he wasn't moving at all. Because he definitely sprung to life there at the last second. All right, he seems content right there, so we're just gonna leave him to it. Go flip a couple more pieces of tin. And we don't have that much stuff left, so if we don't see anything under these next couple pieces, that might end up being our only snake of the day, but I'm okay with that. And here's our next spotted salamander of the day, under this little piece of car, I don't know what this is, like car siding for the interior. Covers the speakers and all that, but nice little spotted salamander right there. Next one of the day. Oh! Oh my God! What? That's the first snake I've ever found under this. Holy crap. Oh my God. So yeah, that was the December king snake flip in North Georgia at my house. And it's a new snake. I've never seen this snake before. And on top of that, I've never found anything in that stack of 10. So this is the first one of these. This is the first, I think this is the first December king snake I've ever found at the house. That's crazy. Holy crap. I cannot believe that. Oh my goodness. So today we have found no ringnecks, no brown snakes, no red bellies, just a rough green and an eastern king snake. That is so ridiculous. I just can't believe this. This is just ridiculous. Especially after spending all weekend in North Florida in an area where king snakes are relatively common and much more winter active than they are up here. This looks like a decent sized male actually. Yeah, definitely a boy. So that is an adult male eastern king snake. Perfectly healthy, not a blemish on him. That is so insane. I just can't believe it. Look at that face. Such an amazing snake. That is such a fantastic animal. Beautiful belly too. This was not even on my radar today. I was actually just hoping we'd find like a ringneck or some kind of snake, just so I could say I found a December snake in North Georgia today. And we find a king. It's just really, it's unbelievable. I am absolutely in shock right now. What a fantastic way to end this video. That's assuming we don't see anything else. I still have more tin to flip. All right, big man. I'm gonna let you crawl back under your tin. I just can't believe that. I know I've said that 30 times, but I can't believe it. It's one thing to find these snakes in Central and South Georgia this time of year where it's so much warmer. But here in the northern half of the state, and especially in Metro Atlanta, I mean, this is a crazy find for December. And we get snake activity year round here, but finding your favorite snake this time of year, just not much better than that. All right, bud, I'm a big fan Thank you so much for using this tin that I put out for you several years ago. First snake I've ever found under it. Go on. There you go. There you go. I'm trying to put you back. Yeah, you're home. Go. There you are. Well, he's going over there. I don't know if he's going to his hole or what. He knows where he's at, though. So we're just going to leave him to it. All right, guys, and under our last piece of tin for the day, we got a nice big slimy salamander. See if we'll come out and open. There we go. That's probably going to be our last herp of the day. I ran out of stuff to flip. After finding that king, I went back around the property again and made sure I flipped everything so we didn't miss anything. But yeah, what a way to end the month of December. And we still got a couple of days left. I mean, there could be more coming. 2021 is definitely ending way stronger than I was expecting it to. Good evening, everybody. It is no longer dry, if you can't tell. We got enough rain overnight to fill the pond up to normal level. And that's kind of crazy. We've been under flash flood watches, tornado watches, flash flood warnings. All sorts of crazy weather has gone on since the end of the video yesterday and the beginning of today's video. And I think that all this rain is probably going to trigger the amphibian breeding for the winter tonight. So I'm going to go out tonight and see what we can turn up. I don't expect there to be a crazy breeding event tonight, but I think tonight will be the start of the spring 2022 breeding season, even though it's still 2021. But since it's December and still 2021, it's kind of weird. But I do think there will be some salamanders in the pools tonight, so we're going to go walk around and see what we can turn up after it gets dark. So all this rain's moving out right now, but it is supposed to stay nice and warm for a couple more days. So yeah, I think we'll do salamanders tonight and then maybe snakes tomorrow. Shorts and sandals is the attire of the night. It's about 65 degrees right now, and we're gonna go see what all's happening in the vernal pools. Chorus frogs, American toads, everybody is calling tonight. And it is, what's today? The 30th of December? So not even New Year's yet, and we've got our first big wave of amphibian breeding happening out here tonight. All right, here's our first find of the night. There's a little upland chorus frog making his way to all those ones calling over there, I assume. Well, yeah, I'm sure we're going to be seeing plenty of those tonight, so we're just going to leave them to it. And right here, we've got eggs and a pair of upland chorus frogs in amplexus. Very nice. Here is an American toad. He was calling a second ago, but he got shy. Oh, he sees me. What's up, dude? How's it going? What a stately gentleman. There is a pair of American toads in amplexus. See if I can get a closer look at these guys. Look at that. So unlike years previously, we are right at the front of this breeding migration. You can see there's a couple of clusters of chorus frog eggs, but other than that, we are just starting here. So this is only going to get progressively crazier as the night goes on and as the days go on. All right, so the frog pools were going kind of crazy, but right now we're gonna make our way over to where the salamanders are, or where they usually are, and see if there's anything going on over there already. And this is not gonna be the peak night, I don't think. Probably the next warm rain we have will be the peak breeding migration and breeding night, but there's definitely plenty of stuff out tonight, and hopefully we'll be able to see some salamanders over here. So right here, we have spermatophores from spotted salamanders, so they're definitely in the water. Each of those is a little sperm packet, and the females will come find the sperm packets, fertilize their eggs, and lay them. So you can see there's tons of little white spots on the ground. They usually anchor them to vegetation or a leaf in this case, so really interesting. So here are a couple dozen clusters, probably more than that even, just dozens and dozens of spermatophore clusters right here in this little area. And I don't really know why we're not seeing any spotteds. I would think maybe it's just not dark enough yet, but I would think they would be out here doing their thing. But really cool to see that they've at least put their spermatophores down already. And at the very least, the next rain we get should see tons and tons of salamanders coming into this pool. We don't see any tonight, but I'm hopeful as it gets a little later, they'll start coming out. This guy is king of his puddle. There's nobody else in here. What's up, dude? You waiting for the ladies still? You gotta call if you want the ladies to show up. You're just sitting there. I've not seen a female aside from that one that was in amplexus. Doesn't seem like the toads have really got going in full force either yet. All right here is an eastern newt, first salamander of the night, just hanging out around these spermatophores. I'm kind of surprised it took us this long to see a newt. They're normally everywhere in here. Look at that, swimming around, probably also looking for a mate. That looks like a male. Well, no adult salamanders tonight. It seems like the males might have went in and dropped those spermatophores last night maybe. So I think we're gonna call it here for this spot and maybe go walk around at the house a little bit, see if there's anything on the road. All right, heading back towards home. Here's a nice American toad in the road. Look at this guy. He's super bumpy and nice and orange, but I'm gonna move him. And we are gonna keep cruising, see if there's anything else out. So that little puddle right there is where the green snake was in the last video, and there's a bullfrog down there. I see his eye shine. Anyways, that puddle down there is where the green snake was. And Caitlin calls me up to the road where she's walking, and there's a brown snake. Look at that. That is a nocturnal snake in December, if you can believe it. Well, a snake wasn't super high on the list of things I was hoping / expecting to see tonight, but I will definitely take it. That is a very cute, very healthy little brown snake. These guys are definitely probably the single most winter active snake we have, other than maybe garters. But there's not a lot of garters around here, so if I was gonna bet money that we'd see any snake on the road at night in December, this would be the species I would pick. Even though they are not particularly common here either, but they're just common enough and just active enough this time of year that we were lucky enough to find this little guy. So we're gonna move him out of the road and keep walking, see what else we can turn up. All right, buddy, good luck. Find you some earthworms. And sure enough, over here now, just hanging out above several inches of water is, I'm assuming, the same rough green we saw the other day. Right there. So I'm assuming if that snake wasn't brought out by the warm weather, this flooding definitely would have brought him out regardless. So kind of unfortunate that this guy now has to deal with flood on top of being a little bit skinny and having some water blisters as is. So I might try to keep an eye on him over the next couple days and make sure he disappears before the cold weather comes back in. But yeah, rough green snake. 2 snakes tonight, even though one of them is definitely a recapture. I'm pretty sure this is the same snake. I can see he's got some pretty distinctive scarring there on his neck where you can, oh, he's got a spider on him too. That's interesting. But we're just gonna leave that guy to it, keep walking, see if there's anything else out. So we got a little bit of rain. Look at the water level. This is crazy. This is not supposed to be underwater. This is flood water from the river. And I'm hoping there will be some more snakes that have been flooded out or are just active right now. I know we saw the brown snake a few minutes ago, but I'm gonna check this whole area. See something? Oh, Caitlin found another snake while I was recording that. Yep. There's another brown snake. Nicely done. All right, little dude, your presence is greatly appreciated, but you have to get out of the road, so. There you go, buddy. All right, and here's our first salamander on the road tonight. It's not super wet, so not the best salamander weather, but I was expecting to at least see a few of these guys. This is a four-toed salamander. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you're very familiar with them. They're definitely one of the more common salamanders we see down here at the bottom of the driveway, and this one's beautiful. They normally are beautiful, but look at that. Beautiful blue undertones and that carrot tail. Really good looking little salamander, so we'll make sure he gets off the road and get back to it. And here's another little four-toed. Also making his way off the road. Very nice. There's a nice little green frog. Right there. For obvious reasons, we can't get much closer to that guy, but that's the first one of those we've seen tonight, so I figured I'd show him. This water is flowing crazy fast into this drain. Oh, we got some long worms. Look at this guy. Big man. Oh. Now, you know it's weird when we're seeing more snakes on the road than amphibians. But here's a nice little spring peeper. Move him off real quick. Here is a nice gravid female four-toed salamander. Big gravid female, making her way across the road here. You can see she's nice and plump in her midsection. She's carrying eggs, which she will go lay down somewhere down there in the woods near the edge of the water. And when it floods, the babies will hatch out into the water and have a brief larval stage before they turn into tiny little four-toed salamanders. Well, everyone, it looks like we're going to end 2021 on a very rainy note. It's the next day. I ended up going back to the house after those four-toads last night. Just didn't seem to be too much salamander activity and it was getting late. But we really did well last night. I'm happy with what we saw, even though there weren't really a ton of salamanders in the pools yet. It was really cool to see a couple snakes on the road in December, along with a couple of four-toads. And all of those amphibians we did see in the vernal pools was awesome. So anyways, I got out today and tried to flip some tin, but it just ended up pouring on me, as you can see. So I'm probably going to call it a day and a year here, actually. The next time I will be able to get out in the field will be New Year's Day. So I guess I'd just like to thank everyone one more time for watching the videos. It means the world to me. It was yet another fantastic year in the field, and it definitely had its ups and downs, but what year doesn't? So I'm going to wrap this one up here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this year, and I will see you all in 2022.